Good morning, guys. Beautiful morning here in Sacramento. And for this video today, we're going to be driving this thing 700 plus miles all the way from Sacramento to Seattle. Just warming up here in the morning. Just want to make a nice video detailing a road trip there and back, and look at fuel mileage up and down the hills and just get some beautiful scenery on the way up and the way back. So let's go to the gas station and get this thing filled up. Alright guys, filling up now. Our beloved green diesel handle. $4.49 a gallon in California. This thing takes 26 gallons, and I'm anticipating about, I want to say 24, 25, maybe even if I'm lucky 26 on the highway. I do plan to go a little bit faster than 65, but we shall see how this thing turns out. In a perfect world, I should get about 650 or more miles of range out of this tank if I get 25 or higher. So we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, here we are on the freeway already. Starting to get out of Sacramento a little bit. We got 11 hours, 719 miles to go with an arrival time of 7:41 tonight. Taking a look at some stuff here. So far we got 21.6, over 13 miles. Back out here. Look at some truck info. Loaded up on our DEF fluid. Some engine info. 226 miles of engine hours with 51 idle hours so far. 63% left in our oil life, which should be plenty for this road trip. So actually, I'm kind of eager for Ford to release their fall update and update my sync system, because apparently on the newer trucks, the newer F-150s, or build 2 as some call it, actually have the ability, and the Raptors do too, press this button and you should be able to see the camera over the bed and the tailgate, but you can't. Tells you for your safety it has been disabled. So hopefully they're going to fix that in the coming update and get that working, because if not, I know there's a lot of owners on the forums that are not going to be happy about that, but hopefully soon. So early on into our trip, looks like I might have to revise my estimates for fuel mileage. Right now we're getting about 23 so far. And if this wind lets up, then maybe we'll hit that 25. Right now we're getting on that blue bar about close to 25. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to hit anywhere near 27. It's gotten about 70 miles out of Sacramento so far. There's like a seriously heavy crosswind. It's like crazy windy outside right now. Been having crazy wind for the last few days. Sitting at about 20.8 and trending down because of the crosswind. We're getting about 17, 18 on that little bar right there right now, but yeah, the wind is pretty bad. 661 miles to go. Alright guys, we're creeping up on 100 miles out of town here. Still battling that crosswind. Kind of tanked our miles per gallon here down to 20. cruising about 68 to 70. And I gotta say, once the Blue Cruise update hits this thing later this year, I think you're going to be hard pressed to find a better vehicle for road trips. This thing's got all of the luxury and amenities you could possibly want in a road trip vehicle. Heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats. We have also wireless Apple CarPlay. We got the massaging captain's chairs, which make driving a breeze for long periods of times. Having the adjustable cushion on the upper portion of the seat from the max recline seats also makes it a lot easier to drive. And then once that Blue Cruise update hits, having hands-free here is going to be very, very nice. Obviously, I can put the ankle weight on, make it more or less kind of like Blue Cruise, but given the strong crosswind we got here, I'm not feeling too keen on doing that right now. Overall, really just a comfortable ride. Really enjoying it here so far. This is my second road trip with this one in particular, with the 3-liter diesel, so I'm getting a lot better efficiency if not for the crosswind here. Overall, it's just kind of really hard to beat for a road trip vehicle. I think the only thing that could probably make this thing better would be to add the 40-gallon Titan fuel tank, which would push the range to over 1,000 miles. Doing the math, if this truck gets 25 miles a gallon highway at 40 gallons, you're getting up there to 1,000 miles of range. Another reason why I would not buy an F-150 Lightning, at least not yet, at least not until those range numbers significantly improve and battery technology significantly improves. Overall, this truck, no real issues so far for me. If I had to really nitpick about little things that are kind of bugging me, is just not having so much of interior rattles, except for the rear sliding window, which I've managed to kind of kill down a little bit with padding on the sliding mechanism. The only real other issue that I'm having right now is just somewhat kind of a creaking noise on the driver side running board, which I'm going to try greasing it up, tightening it up, and if that doesn't work, then I'll probably just have Ford take a look at it. Other than that, this thing has been free of issues for me for the first 8,000 miles. Been running smoothly and getting good gas mileage here. And then I did use Forescan to unlock the exhaust filter percentage in order to see when the truck is in regen or not. The truck did just finally finish a regen coming out of town, and now we're back up to 5% full on the filter. So that also could be dragging our fuel mileage down a little bit here, because it tends to drop like a mile or two per gallon when the truck is in regen. Other than that, DEF consumption has been about 4,000 miles per tank, I want to say. So just topped it off before our trip. Other than that, no real issues. Really happy with the truck so far. Really happy I got the 3-liter over the EcoBoost, and really can't complain. I know there's a few people here on the forums that have been looking to find a 3-liter diesel before they're all gone, and it's even harder to find one in a spec'd out Lariat or Platinum trim. They're just few and far in between. So really happy somebody backed out of this thing and I was able to pick it up. I did over the weekend get the 8-year 150,000 mile extended warranty on the truck through Flood Ford. Really competitively priced. So if you guys are actually looking to extend the warranty on your Ford truck, sorry, I'm going to decline that call. It's the third time I'm recording something and my brother calls me. But if you guys are looking to extend your warranty, Flood Ford has a pretty good deal. I got the bulb coverage, and the replacement key on top of that. So if I lose my keys, there's no deductible. They're just going to replace my keys if necessary. So yeah, check that out if you guys are interested. I don't get any kickback or commission or anything for mentioning that. I just if you're looking for a warranty, that's where I got mine. But yeah, check it out. We got creeping up on 100 miles exactly here, and we're down to 19.9 miles per gallon, and the wind is roaring outside. So we'll see how it goes. So hopefully, if the weather improves, we'll see that number climb back up. So obviously, my estimate of 25 to 26 miles a gallon is dead in the water. So maybe we'll hit that on the way back on Monday. Driving back from Seattle on Monday, maybe we'll get much better weather and much better fuel efficiency. All right. Creeping up here on Mount Shasta. That, however, is not Mount Shasta. About 47 minutes, we're going to stop at Black Bear Diner near Mount Shasta. Finally have some lunch. It's our stats so far: 168 miles, 19.8, and slowly coming down as we're heading up these hills here. Let's see here our off-road, what the incline is. Does it show me? 3 degrees. Slow. Heading up here, some trucks here slower on the right. Water levels are crazy low. Say that even as nice as it is in California at times, it's such a drag to live here financially. Water levels are stupid low year after year, just getting lower and lower. And don't get me wrong, it is nice out here. Certainly don't get a lot of these kind of views elsewhere. I mean, it is nice out here. This to my right appears to be where all those wildfires were last year. Driving through this area, and a lot of the stuff, especially on the right here, is just burnt to a crisp. guys, we're at 316 miles so far. Our average has gotten a little bit better, up to 21.2. No real crosswind going around right now. We are in Oregon already. It's looking a lot greener, a lot better. Our time here is 8:06 estimated arrival, 6 hours and 44 minutes, 407 miles to go. Okay, we have our first fill up for the trip. So far we've driven 369.6 miles divided by, let's see here, 18.384 gallons. 18 point, oh my goodness, I already forgot, 18.38, right? Yeah, 384. 384 comes out to 20.1, and this thing is showing 21.5. So about 1 mile per gallon discrepancy. And I think that could be attributed to the fact that the truck is still on factory programming, so it thinks it's still running on 33s when it's actually running on 34s. So I think it's not registering quite as accurately because of that. But we will carry on and see how it does from here. I am loving this weather. Post-rain, overcast. Roads still slightly damp after rain. Loving it. Nice cool 58 degrees outside. 225 miles outside of Seattle. 50 miles to Portland. I reset the fuel economy gauge here, but still kept our trip computer from Sacramento. So we're 23.8 on the odometer since our fill up, and 22.1 on 519 miles, so still slightly trending up, but looking a little bit better and better. Probably will update you guys here in a little bit. Had some rough patches of traffic back and forth in construction, so filming was not a good idea. Loving this weather. Into Washington about 10 minutes ago, and this weather is just getting better and better. Overcast, recent rain, fog. I love it. Cool 55 degrees outside. This is our trip so far. Looking good. I would honestly love to live in Washington, except my career doesn't translate that well here, and well, the politics of this state and area are not ideal. Otherwise, very, very beautiful out here. Alrighty guys, pulling into Seattle here. We got 15 miles to go. Just cruising along. We had some light rain coming into town. We're at 24.2. Overall for our trip, we're at 22.7. I'm going to stop by a gas station here and fill it up before getting to the hotel. But I've actually had the Google Maps Apple CarPlay freeze on me like 3 or 4 times throughout this trip already, where it's showing where to go, and then it just straight up freezes. It just stops showing where to go, and it'll freeze on the screen and stop moving. So issue, because my 12 didn't have this issue at all. The only thing that's really changed is the iPhone that I got. But yeah, hopefully that's getting fixed soon. But pull into a gas station here and fill up some diesel soon. Finally stopped at a gas station here in Washington. This thing is definitely going to need some cleaning. Bug splatter. Rain washed some of it off, but definitely needs to be washed a bit. Alrighty, let's take a look here at our handle snap. One more time. 14.14441. Alrighty. Let's take a look at this here. Alrighty. Set this down for a sec. Alrighty, here we go. So we're at 708.5. We were at 370 miles when we left. So 708.5 minus 370. I'm just going to round up just a little bit. So 338 miles on 14.441. 338.5 divided by 14.441 is 23.44. 23.44, and what did the computer say? 24.2. So 0.8, well, less than 0.8 miles per gallon off. Not bad. So within a mile per gallon, it's giving me the average there. 8,558 on the odometer. And now we're gonna cross the freeway and go to Chick-fil-A, and then hopefully hit the hotel and go to sleep. Advanced navigation features are available. Yeah, no thanks. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Probably check back in with you guys here on the road trip home starting Monday. We're gonna look at how that differs going back into town to Sacramento. And thanks for watching so far, and I'll see you guys in a few days here. Good morning guys, it's Monday morning in Washington, and we are gearing up for our trip home. Got a 12-hour road trip ahead of us. Exhaust filter's a little full, but we'll get it cleaned out. So far, driving around town and on the freeway here, we're at 943 miles, 21.9 on the odometer. Filling up diesel here, $3.93 a gallon. I'm gonna get ready to drive this thing back home. A little bit on the cheaper side. Had about half a tank for starting this trip. So let's get started. It is absolutely gorgeous here in Washington. My favorite weather overall. Leaves are changing colors. It's rainy, sprinkly throughout the drive. We're about 680 miles from home. Hitting some of these up and down hills. I'm at 27.4, 40 miles total. It was as high as 30.8 earlier, and then I hit the hills. So once I got done with this morning regen, fuel mileage crept way up. So we'll see how this pans out for the rest of the trip, but so far looking good. No wind at all to drag the mileage down at all. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna stop here for an hour. So far our trip, 26.5 over 160 miles almost. Got 441 left calculated on 3/4 of a tank. We're gonna stop by the North Face and some other outlets over here for a little bit and then start our trip back up again. Other than that, so far so good. Let's take a look at the DEF consumption as well. Yeah, 52% left. Started at 94% for our trip. And then engine info, we are at 52% left on our oil life. All right guys, rolling through Oregon now. Everything is still super green and overcast, but I'm not gonna complain here. Look at those colors, man. Awesome, beautiful. 250 miles so far, 25.9 miles per gallon. We are on lane centering mode with that little ankle weight trick that I've had in a few of my videos now. Got my hands ready to take over just in case, but this thing has been without any intervention for the past, like, I want to say 100 miles now, no problem. Haven't had to intervene, haven't had to correct or anything, except for when a big rig started going over into my lane and I had to just move a little bit over. But that was about it. I cannot recommend one of these trucks more highly if you do a lot of road tripping, if you tow under 10,000 pounds, either this or the Power Boost variant. Excellent fuel economy. Really comfortable to cruise in. These max recline seats are just awesome to sit in, get massaged in, very comfortable. I usually, anytime I took a road trip in any other of my vehicles, I had, you know, back pain, shoulder fatigue from driving. None here whatsoever from driving. No pain from driving at all. Just a quick look around my truck, which is kind of getting to the absolute filthy mess point. Got clothes and bags everywhere. Stuff that I bought as well. Heading back. We got 8 hours 43. Oh, sorry, that's 8:43 arrival time. 7 hours to go. 461 miles. So slowly working our way to Sacramento. And in the meantime, enjoying some of these scenic views. Try to update you guys when I stop by to fill up. We're about 361 miles to empty. Probably fill up on the California-Oregon border, as I do not want to fill up on Cali diesel prices. So, check in here soon, guys, and we'll take a look around the truck as to how dirty it is from this whole trip, or at least on the way back. I think some of the rain washed off all the stuff that was on it. Alrighty guys, we're stopped here about 60 miles from the California-Oregon border, still on the Oregon side. We are at 25.2, 368 miles, give or take. Just had her topped off. The dude startled me because I keep forgetting that I'm not allowed to pump my own diesel in this state. 409 a gallon. Fuel total was 66, so 16.179 is our fuel total consumption. So let's look at our iPhone here. We're gonna go 367.9 divided by 16.179. It comes out to 22.73 miles per gallon. So obviously not 25.2. 22.739. So considerably off, though. This is probably the biggest difference I've had between this and what's displaying on the odometer. So interesting to see. Alrighty, thank you. All right, everyone, we're back in Sacramento. I just got done filling this thing up. It's a little late here at night, but last leg we got 16.295 gallons filled up for a much more expensive $76. Our trip total home, 23 miles a gallon on the odometer, 699.3. Let's look at our DEF consumption here. Truck info. We're at 34% on our tank, so basically 60% on approximately 1,600 miles. I want to say 1,700. It's a little late today. I'm gonna add up all the numbers tomorrow at some point and get back to you guys with total miles and total gallons used, and hopefully get you guys a total cost as well for the entire trip, and give you guys a little bit of breakdown with that. Thank you for watching this far, and then I'll touch base with you guys tomorrow. Alrighty guys, here we go. I just wanted to give you a breakdown of the entire road trip. I got all the information together for each of the tanks that I used to get there and back. First tank came out to about 370 miles, used roughly 18 gallons, 20 miles per gallon heading up into Oregon. Second tank came out to 23.447, used the least amount of fuel at 14.441 gallons. Third one was probably a little bit worse, simply because of kind of weather changes and whatnot, and speed changes at 22.739. And the worst tank was, second worst, I should say, rather, was 20.337 coming back into California. Total for the entire trip was 1,407 miles, almost 66 gallons, and came out to a cost about $270 to drive the truck back from Sacramento to Seattle and then back down to Sacramento. Our entire trip average was 21.559 miles per gallon. And just below here are just some details for every tank, just kind of driving conditions, anything that could have influenced the miles per gallon. Just heavy crosswinds, either rain, traffic speeds, multiple stops, or what the weather was like. So just want to give you guys that information for those of you who kind of like to see the cost breakdown of the entire trip. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And thanks for watching.